only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their names. I'm Mandy Fabian.
And I'm Mandy Kaplan. And each week we test the limits of our friendship by arguing over movies, books, the latest trends, and of course, Mandy's dumb ideas. Grab a couch, let's get to it.
This is the longest that we've ever consistently and publicly decided to disagree on things. Do you know what I mean?
No, I disagree. I think that defines our friendship, and it always will.
But I mean publicly, you know what I mean? I always disagreed with you behind your back, but never like this much consistently. No,
I've been calling you stupid anywhere I can to anyone who will listen. Stupid and wrong.
Oh my God. Hey, I had a thought. I thought about my year of lying.
Congratulations.
Yeah, stop. Okay. All right. Well, you're on fire today. No,
I had an espresso.
I had these deep thoughts while I was in Hawaii. Oh, what? Did I get to go to Kauai this weekend? Maybe. I don't know. Don't ask me about it. It was great. Anyway, I was having all these deep thoughts because it was so green there. And I thought about this whole like the year of lying, and you saying like, well, you know, you withhold things, but I have a refinement. I have a refinement of the thing, because it wasn't lying. It was not being true to yourself. Does that make sense? So it's not like, I really do try not to lie, but it's more the like not saying yes when you mean no, and not agreeing to a situation or not speaking up if things don't sound right to you, which kind of is a lie, but it's like, and sometimes that might be like, you know, not saying something if you're not ready to say something. Does that make sense?
Right. It totally makes sense. But your problem is you went from Shonda Rhimes' year of yes to trying to say no when you needed to say no. That's a confusing time in your body and your brain.
It's like a roller coaster in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it's a real new way to live. And I got to tell you, I'm loving it.
Excellent.
And I think it's the most important thing is I think it's making me a better podcaster.
I have not seen that, but is it on your other podcast?
The more perfect I get, you know, and I know our listeners are feeling that too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to refine. I thought that was an important, you know, in case people are out there going, gee, I tell little white lies sometimes. It's bad integrity. It's the other thing. It's really good. Yeah. Just
thank you for clarifying.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
God, did legal just get all over you about that? Our legal department?
They hound me like every week. Ugh, why did I ever give them my number?
I know we have something we're excited to talk about, but first, I feel like we owe it to America to talk about the Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh my God. We watched it and I thought it was great. Right? It was such a close game. And sometimes you watch the Super Bowl and it's a blowout and by halftime you don't care. And I very often don't even care about the Super Bowl. But there are two reasons I cared very deeply. One was I enjoy the LA Rams. I thought it was very exciting that they were the home team and that they were playing a team that hasn't even been to the Super Bowl, much less the playoffs in 30 some years, right?
Yeah.
And that was Cincinnati, right? That was the other team?
Correct.
Anyway. And then secondly, because through a total fluke of events, my daughter got to go.
To the actual Super Bowl?
To the actual Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Abby got to go to the Super Bowl and she's a big football fan. And,
I know.
And it was her first pro football game ever. I think I went to one years and years ago. And she was able to go to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So I don't know. Now she can never go to another sporting event ever because she got to go.
That's the pinnacle. Yeah.
So,
whoa, that's so cool.
It was very cool. So Patrick and I were watching it in Hawaii going, oh God, if the Rams lose though, she's going to be so upset. It's going to crush her. Like you should have seen how she was when her soccer team lost. I mean, she was a wreck. So, you know.
As I think you told the people on the podcast.
I'm sure I did.
Fandy Nation knows about it. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of the Super Bowl?
It was fine. Most importantly, anybody who knows me knows that we have done a kitchen remodel and I have been without an oven for 4 months. And we got our oven finished right before the Super Bowl. So we were able to bake empanadas, which is all I wanted to do. You've had my empanadas. You know. I was like, we have to be able to use the oven for the Super Bowl. And we were able to.
Oh,
so that was the real highlight for me.
Congratulations. Wait,
Thank you.
Why was it muff for you?
I mean, I was rooting for the Bengals only because I like the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have any stake in either one of the teams. The commercials were very disappointing. There were no water cooler commercials. And that's my favorite part is like talking about how hilarious and shocking and fun the commercials all were. Did any stand out to you?
I love that they brought the E-Trade baby back. That was really
I don't
fun.
remember the E-Trade baby.
Okay. Oh, yeah. They have the baby and this team of like SWAT team comes and they tell him he's got to come out of retirement. He's like, I don't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love the E-Trade baby. I did enjoy the cast of Scrubs dancing and singing. I don't know why. I just like, well, that's interesting. I thought that was not the entire cast, but the two leads of Scrubs.
Right.
That was interesting. I don't know. Like, I have to say, most of the commercials, I looked at Patrick and I'm like, I don't even know what that's about. What are they selling? What is that commercial for? So much of it was for Bud Light. And it was this crazy, like, wait, that's a beer commercial? I didn't even see anybody drinking a beverage.
The only one that I liked enough to like rewatch the next day that I remembered was the Uber Eats, where like Jennifer Coolidge starts it off with like, oh, so I can eat this. And then it's like that lady eating a diaper and Gwyneth Paltrow trying to eat her vagina candle.
Yeah. That was
I had to say vagina candle on the podcast so I could hashtag it when we post.
That's the whole reason you brought it up, isn't it? Yeah. That's funny because that was
which I'm going to call a vagina mandel.
Okay. Well, you could do that. Get a handle on that mandel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You didn't like that commercial?
I did not like that commercial. Isn't that funny?
No.
It was my least favorite commercial. I'm not even kidding. Because I was like, well, that's just dumb. Like, what does that even mean? But I was surprised to see Gwyneth Paltrow doing a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, they must have spent some dough there.
Yeah. And I liked the disclaimer each time. Like, this is a prop. Do not try to eat a diaper. This is a prop. Do not try to eat a candle. Like, it was just cute. I
didn't see the disclaimer. Well, there you go. Mm-hmm. It was probably that sunlight that was blazing in my hotel window, you know? It was
and maybe the cabana boy got in your way at one point.
Probably.
So you couldn't quite see. Yeah.
Cabana boy. I'm surprised because I thought it was a really close football game and I thought you liked close football games. I thought you would enjoy the sportingness of it. Although when it's all defense, it's maybe not as sporting.
It was a good game. People are raving about it. It just, I don't know. Maybe I just need the Patriots to be involved.
I think that's true of you. I'm surprised at that, actually. Because it means you're not really
fantasy players.
You're not really a football fan then. You can't call yourself a football fan anymore. That's what I'm going to say.
You're trying to end the podcast? What are you saying to me? Of course I'm a football fan.
I don't know, though. I mean, you can't just pick and choose like which games. If it's a good game, it's got to be a good game no matter what the teams are playing. That's why I'm more of a football fan than you, because I'm not like, they have to wear a certain kind of uniform. Like, people are just people to me. You know, you see uniforms and I don't. I'm different that way. I'm just evolved.
I feel like you're going to burst into song like We Are the World.
No, I'm going to do something worse, which is laugh at my own joke. Ugh, God. I'm repulsive. So, shall we get into this week? I'm very proud of myself. I mean, not just for that joke I just told, but like for what gift I gave you this week. Because there's just no way in hell that you did not enjoy Murderville on Netflix.
But did I? Dun, dun, dun.
Boom, boom. You did. I know you did, because I know you got at least to episode 3. I will murder you if you didn't. And you heard it here, folks. And you had to have at least gotten to episode 3, which has all kinds of Mandy Clavin's spectacular humor in it.
Oh, that's funny. That's the one I wrote the least notes about.
What? The fartner? The fainting and the farting at the same time? That's a classic Mandy joke.
I guess I was just laughing and not writing notes. So.
Oh, well, there you go. So there, yeah. Okay.
I think we should tell people what Murderville is. And I think the easiest way to do that is, Pete, please play the opening voiceover. And that explains the premise of the show.
Meet Terry Seattle, Homicide Division. For Terry, every day means a new murder case and a new celebrity guest star as his partner. Today's guest, comedy legend Conan O'Brien. But here's the catch. Conan isn't being given a script. He has no idea what's about to happen. Together, he and Terry will have to improvise their way through the case. But it'll be up to Conan alone to name the killer. So join them as they punch a one-way ticket to Murderville.
There you go.
They have to improvise the whole thing. They never get a script. But it doesn't feel like everybody else is kind of improvising as well, except they've been told they have to make certain points, right?
Research department.
Oh,
I did my homework.
Joanne came off of maternity leave for us?
She sure did. So I have the skinny on how they make Murderville.
Oh, fun.
So there is a script. A hard script for everybody except the celebrity. Will Arnett memorizes it, one half of it. The celebrity comes in for day one of a 2-day shoot.
Oh.
He guides them through the first half because he has it really well memorized. He knows where they need to be and where they need to go.
Oh.
And then depending on where they end up, he works on the second half for the second day of the shoot. It is truly, truly improvised for only the celebrity. Everybody else knows where they're supposed to I'm making a lot of hand motions that don't help the public. I'm voguing now.
When you say that, you mean blocking wise? Blocking wise. Is that what you mean?
No, script. It's a full script.
Oh, yeah. No, but I mean...
According to this article.
Yes. No, that makes sense.
Right. So if the celebrity isn't quite there, Will Arnett's going to be like, you know, we need to focus on this right now. And like he'll I'm not going to do Will Arnett anymore. That was terrible.
It was astonishingly close. I closed my eyes. I thought I was on SmartList for a second.
Yeah. I'm in the Jack Shack. I am though. But yeah, so that's how they do it. So the stuff about his, I think, hilarious relationship with the chief.
Oh.
They're divorcing after 17 years of marriage. Like day one of this show is like, I can't believe our marriage is over. It's so, I think it's very funny. Yeah. That's all scripted. And then obviously when they always meet the coroner, Amber King, she always has all the details. That's all scripted.
Yeah.
But then they're all skilled improvisers. So if the celebrity asks a question or interrupts or does whatever, they're ready.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean is whenever he or she is speaking, then they can't wait for their cue when they're talking. They have to sort of play with them a little bit. And
yes.
And I wonder, okay, so I thought the show was, side-splittingly funny. I haven't laughed that hard in so long. And I laughed at the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. Very hard.
Show off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't control myself. I was laughing so hard, shaking with laughter. And I think it's because even though I really appreciate a good scripted anything, the fact that it's being improvised in front of you in that moment, I swear to God, makes it 5 times funnier.
Will Arnett, I think, is a master.
Yeah.
Of knowing the things that work in improv. I don't know his improv background, but I think it's clear.
He banged Amy Poehler, which when you have sex with Amy Poehler, you're infused with the gods of improv.
Yes,
like it's
upright citizens. Yes,
yeah.
You just become an upright citizen.
Yeah.
Hey. Moments like Conan O'Brien, who I thought was an interesting choice because he was trying to be funny, which doesn't always work, right? It's funnier to have an unsuspecting person wandering through. My favorite moment of that episode is obviously when Will Arnett's like, you got to eat the jalapenos. And he keeps adding more and more hot sauce, which I believe was real. And Conan kept taking bigger, and because Will Arnett kept pressuring him, like, you're not taking enough, you're not eating enough, you got to eat more and more and more and more and more hot sauce. And Conan was legitimately on fire and suffering. And yeah, I love stuff like that. Like that had me laughing so hard. In that first episode with Conan, Alison Becker plays a waitress who is emotional. And I had to write down that she was crying with no tears. And I'm sorry that you had to witness that.
You know what, though? That doesn't bother me in an improv thing because she's not an actress who's being asked to play the given circumstances of this. She was being...
Okay, I'm glad you were okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't too upsetting.
Thank you for being worried about me. No.
And if everybody wants to get a feel for this, can we play, Pete, in that first episode, Conan's speech, when Detective Terry Seattle says, this little kid's asking what happened, explain death to this little kid, and then he walks away. And at minute 9 and 52 seconds to 11 and 6 seconds, Conan explains death to a child.
Hello, what's your name?
When is the magician going to put the lady back together?
Well, the lady can't go back together because what happened is the magician really sawed her in half, cut through skin, ligament, muscle, bone. She had instantaneous, probably 90% blood loss. And then she went into that black void known as death, where there is no return. She's gone. Gone forever.
What does that all even mean?
She's dead.
I just don't understand.
She's so dead.
I just don't understand. Is magic real or not? It's a very simple question, sir. It's a yes or no.
It's not magic.
It is magic.
God.
Look at the sign behind you.
Yeah, I know. That's what grown-ups call a lie.
Is this what dying is?
That's what I told you. Yes, this is what dying is.
She'll go to heaven, right?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Will she still be in 2 pieces when she's in heaven?
Well, no, my guess is before they put her in the ground.
All right, trainee, let's go. I found some new evidence.
Oh, it's on my knee for a long time.
So that's when this premise works so well.
Yeah.
When Will Arnett sets it up and then lets it get awkward.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Well, I thought that kid really held their own too, because obviously they were expecting him to be thrown by this. And the kid just and he just went completely the other direction, just going so dark with this kid.
Dark. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I thought it was I thought he was a good choice because he also, I didn't think that he was trying to be funny. I just think he is naturally funny, but he was, in a weird way, I thought he was trying to get a hold of it a little bit. Like he was sort of, I didn't feel like he was trying to be wacky, funny guy the whole time. Like he was cracking up laughing a couple times, which is.
They all did, right? None of the guest stars got through without laughing.
No.
And some were worse than others. But I mean, the joy of it is watching people crack up when they're not supposed to, or try not to crack up. And Will Arnett cracks up every episode, which is wonderful.
But I do love is he doesn't do it in an obnoxious, I'm going to do this. And he really tries to keep it together. Yep. And his character is so perfect for him because it's basically him. I mean, he's just being himself, he's the guy who leans into thinking that he's all that with women and that he's just super cool guy. That's kind of his fake funny persona anyway. So to do it in this character, I could just watch him all day. Yeah.
I'm going to skip around because him being a smooth talker with the ladies is the theme of the Sharon Stone episode. And he says so we're going to solve this murder, but you have to try not to fall in love with me. And she is yeah, okay. And so he gets away with that. I didn't consider it Me Too or weird. It's, and I loved having one of these people, have there be in Terry Seattle's mind. And no, I've never been. But in his mind, there's sexual tension afoot, right? Sharon Stone is not thinking that at all. Yeah. So I enjoyed that a lot. Oh, and that episode included an MLM, which, I'm obsessed.
Oh, no.
Multi-level marketing.
Yes,
Did you not get as far?
I didn't. I only watched the first 3 episodes. But I will watch the rest of them because, I can't wait.
Terry Seattle gets deep into an MLM called Sludge, which is a health drink that he's trying to solve the murder, but also trying to sell a lot of this product.
Oh my God, I am so excited about that. You're the one who introduced me to The Dream, right? Season 1 of The Dream.
Podcast.
Great podcast. Mm-hmm. Season 1. I didn't love season 2 so much. But
agree entirely.
Yeah, but season 1... that was that whole world of the MLM. It was so interesting. I remember walking and being struck by this feeling of oh my God, the entertainment business is kind of a multi-level marketing scheme.
Oh boy.
It was a little bit of that if you just hang in there and you just network with more people and you just spend a little more money, you too can have your dreams come true.
Oh my God, you just gutted me with that.
I know. But not for people like us. Obviously, we are top tier. Like, we would be invited to the Peacock Lounge. You know, we're going on the big vacations.
Well, because the people at the top of the pyramid, they do all right.
Yeah.
So as long as we're on the tippity top.
Obviously, we are. I didn't mean us. I just meant those poor people that, you know, get sucked into something
I'll be
like
the
that.
little blonde Star of David right on top. The little.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
By the way, you did say you weren't going to try to imitate Will Arnett again, and you have done it twice. And I love it. It's adorable. But I'm just saying, like, with the whole year of not lying thing and the integrity, I'm just saying, you know, we all do it. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Duly noted.
Yeah.
Maybe Pete could go back and alter my voice so that I'm doing Marilyn Monroe instead.
No,
Thanks, Pete.
No, do your Will Arnett. I love it. It's so funny. No, it's not. He's making fun of himself. That's why it's not me too. Like, it's not. He's not making fun of her. He's making fun of himself. It's great. I love it.
I jumped to episode 5, and but if we want to back up,
I do.
Yeah,
I do, because I got a couple things in episode 1 that I thought were in episode 1 and 3. I didn't love 2 as much, but episodes 1 and 3 were like. So episode 1, this made me laugh out loud so hard when Conan O'Brien is asked to go into a house full of women, moms against magic, right? And the woman, Mary Hollis Inboden, who I think is such a hilarious actress, and I love her. And she asks him, well, what made you turn against magic? When did you know? And you know, right? She asked him this question, and now he just has to improvise a story. And he tells the story, is it 25:55 around there to 26:47? Pete, play the clip.
And I'd like you to stand here and tell this group of God-fearing women the moment that you realized magic is the devil's tool.
Well, I'll tell you all, it was an incredible experience that I had. I was a child, and I wanted to be a magician, so I practiced and practiced, and became quite the magician, a very good magician. And one day I went out into the schoolyard and I said, check this out. And I fanned out my deck, and before I could do anything else, they beat me. They beat me for 40 minutes. Then they stopped, and they went and got ice cream, came back and continued beating me.
And what happened to the boys who beat you up?
Well, they all became senators, every single one of them.
Name one.
Dianne Feinstein was the head bully. Beat me savagely.
It doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to wonder if your name is even Todd Carrington Burgenson.
Oh, please.
Todd, what is the state fish of Idaho?
It is a white-bellied cod.
Wrong! It's the cutthroat trout.
Well, who knows the state fish?
This person is an imposter, ladies, and he's using the art of illusion to get us to have sex.
No!
Get him!
No, I was not. No.
Did you watch with your kids?
No, I was on a plane. We were leaving.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I watched that one with Casey, and he laughed a lot, and he really likes the premise, and he was into it. Are you ready to go to episode 2 yet, or no?
Oh, yeah, we can. Totally. The only other thing that I thought was hilarious was when Conan has his earpiece in, and he says, tell him your name, you know, and he's like, Carlin Bergfenstein, and he keeps adding on the extra. Like, stuff like that just kills me. Yeah.
That was really well done, but then they do it too much. They do it again in episode 4, 5, and 6 with the earpiece and the cueing, and you're like, come on, guys. Like, you've already done this, you know, it's like if you go see an improv show, you don't want the same game to be played more than once. You want to move on and do something different. They got a little lazy with that. But so Casey and I watched the first one. We like it. We laugh. Then we turn on episode 2 starring Marshawn Lynch. And there's not 10 seconds of that episode where he's not saying motherfucker. And I was like, and Casey's like, it's okay. I'm not going to repeat those words, you know?
Yeah.
It was, he was so foul mouthed.
Yeah.
And so it was just funny to me that I was like, Casey, because I watched the Conan one first, and then I was like, Casey would love this. So I rewatched it with him, and then found ourselves in quite a situation with Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
But I wrote, watched with Casey, tons of motherfuckers. But Marshawn Lynch's eyes are amazing, and his genuine his need to solve the crime, I thought was really funny.
Yeah.
In ways that other people were a little like, oh, is that what we're doing now? I'm supposed to name the killer. Marshawn Lynch took it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely did.
And I thought that was cute.
It was.
And then they give him a shot of alcohol and he looks off camera at the producers. He goes, am I really allowed to drink this? Like a child. It was so cute.
And that actor who plays the triplets, I thought that was, I was just also getting into the premise of the show, right? Trying to figure out how does this work?
I
love him.
He's amazing. Yeah. I thought this was incredible improv. So Terry Seattle says, tell them your name is Octavius Shitwagon. Right? And Marshawn Lynch is like, my name is Octavius Shitwagon. And then Marshawn Lynch came up with, it's Dutch. Oh, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my God, that's funny. I didn't remember that he came up with that. Yeah, he was very game, but you're right. He was more serious about solving the crime, which was great. And it was a very funny episode. They were all really funny. But I only watched 3, but the one that really, really got me like helplessly laughing was Kamal Nanjiani. And Patrick had seen a trailer of this, and there was a part of that show that was in the trailer that he thought was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. So I watched it looking for whatever part that was that made him laugh, and it was not the same part at all. Because the thing that made me laugh, harder than I have laughed in so long, was at minute 1732 to 1837 when and this might be something that you have to see, I don't know, but it sure sounds funny too, is when he's telling him to do the cool walk. He's teaching him to do the cool walk.
Right.
Pete, play the clip.
He's going to be watching. Do a cool walk.
Why don't you
1, 2, 3. Hey, Cornelius, show me how you walk. Cool. Yeah, he's cool. Walk it out. Stop. Freeze. Don't move a muscle. While you're walking, pretend that your wrists, you have rubber bands attached to the ground, so they're kind of pulling you. You know, like a rubber band as you walk. That's what cool. Yeah, and go. Continue. Rubber band. There we go. Rubber band. Well, man's got a rubber band. And stop. Back towards me. There we go. The rubber bands. Rubber bands. I don't care. Forward. I don't care. Do it, the whole thing. And your head is being pushed down to one side, being held by like cement, one side, and bounce. Rubber bands, hands, knees. I don't care. Go.
Whatever.
Come back. Everything backwards. Carrie, don't. Say it. You gotta say it. What?
Care, don't I?
Yeah, say it again.
Care, don't I? Being cool is a lot of effort.
We are screwed.
Okay.
That is next level improv.
Right?
Right? When you force an unsuspecting person, Will Arnett's like, no, you got to walk like this. No, lower. No, you got to swing your, right? And it's just the anticipation of like, oh my God, he has to do this. And Kumail was really game, but also really couldn't keep a straight face at all, which is fun to watch. Somebody just...
He had the perfect balance of, I don't really want to do this, but I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it as well as I can. And he was also a gifted comedian. So he could, he actually got in some really good barbs when they were making fun of him for being a fainter and a farter. See, that was the episode. I was like, this is a Mandy Clavens episode all the way. And he kept ribbing him for being like, no, it sounds like everybody remembered that. Like, when they go, I don't, he's like, I don't recall that. He's like, no, I think everybody recalls that.
My favorite part was Erin Hayes's speech. Like, she was fantastic. When they catch her at the locker.
Lisa Capobianco?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know her. What's she from?
Oh, Children's Hospital. Because this show is Abominable Pictures.
Okay.
This is a little insider knowledge. So they use a lot of those guys, David Wayne and Rob Hoybel and Erin Hayes and, she was hilarious to me.
Yeah, she was great.
Bringing up the fartners and all, like, yeah.
Yeah, she was really, really gifted and funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
His whole cool walk thing. Yeah, I loved all the games that they came up with, that they like, then they bring him into the locker room, and when the football guy says like, okay, now we're going to sing the fight song together. And then he starts singing all these nonsensical lyrics, and Kumail's trying to keep up. Like, it's not something that you could really describe,
Well, you didn't see the weakest episode, which was Annie Murphy, Murder by Soup. Annie Murphy was well out of her league. And don't get me wrong, I love Annie Murphy on Schitt's Creek. She is not qualified for this. She just looked awkward. She didn't open her mouth. When asked a direct question, she'd be like, yeah.
I wondered about that. I wondered because I loved her so much on Schitt's Creek too. And then I saw her in the show,
Kevin Can
Fuck Himself. Yeah. You watched that with Casey, right? Or Casey co-wrote it? I can't remember.
Casey wrote it. Yeah.
But and I was a little bit like, I don't know that it wasn't like next level amazing like she was in Schitt's Creek. And that was going to be my question. I said that to Patrick. I said, the next episode is Annie Murphy. And I wonder if she can improvise like this because I feel like she was so good at that one character. I don't know, interesting.
Out of her element, out of her league. I didn't write down a time code because we've played a lot of clips, but Will Arnett, basically, he sits them down. So that interview at the top of every episode where the chief comes in and brings the celebrity, that is all real. Like that celebrity is not aware of what's going to happen. They film the celebrity first. Then they go back and do one more take only, 2 takes, and film some other stuff. Right? So this Annie Murphy sits down and Will Arnett's like, I'm going to give you a test to see if you qualify. Little Susie comes running up to you and says, Detective, my parents are laying down on the ground and they're not talking or breathing. And there's this red stuff everywhere that looks like ketchup. And this little girl, Susie, what do you do? And Annie Murphy's like, well, I go over and I check out the scene. And then out of nowhere, Will Arnett's like, it really is ketchup. Like, I thought I made that clear that like Susie's family runs a ketchup factory. Everybody knows that. And Annie Murphy's just lost and laughing. But like, he takes this whole thing about a ketchup factory and
oh my God. His first, when he gives this, are you a psychopath test in the Kamal episode, he's like, number, he gives him a test to see if he's a sociopath. And he's like, number 1, are you a sociopath? And he goes, no. And he goes, okay, I just thought that wasn't actually on the test. I just thought if I asked that question, we could just get all the rest of this out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so funny. Yeah.
He's so good. And then Ken Jeong.
Interesting.
They do a lot more of the secret earpiece thing with him. And by that point, I was annoyed by it. If that had been the first episode I had seen, maybe I would have thought, oh, this is so funny.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like, really, guys? More secret earpieces?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Well, it's a little bit like the play that went wrong. You know, that
I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Well, that play, I thought you had. Oh, okay. So that play, anyway, they turned it into a show. So there's there's weekly episodes of like a play, but and things go wrong. And it's great. But if you watch 3 in a row, it all starts to feel like the same thing. And this feels a little bit like that. Like, if you watch every one episode a week, it's a little taste of like, haha, and funny and, but if you saw an improv show every night, you'd start to be like, it wouldn't.
I'm seeing the same jokes and the same tricks.
You start to get mad at improviser for not being scripted.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not,
right.
It's like a little bit, it's less fresh, the novelty of like, oh my God, this is all just happening. But I have to say, I would actually, where did you find out about how they shot it? Because that really interests me. I
Googled how they made Murderville.
Okay.
And it was a big, long, fun article on Yahoo. I can send you the article.
My God, because I was really fascinated at how they were getting like character reactions and looking at how they edited it and what the angles were and how they shot things that were clearly happening in real time. And I also wonder if they don't do maybe they do the earpiece bit with everybody, but it's not funny with everybody. Like there had to be several bits that they do in each scene so that they have some wiggle room if something doesn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong.
They didn't talk about a lot on the cutting room floor because they really do it in 2 days.
Wow,
so,
that is amazing. Yeah. I mean, what an amazing way to do television. That's so cool. Right. Well, hats off to him. I thought it was great. You want to give him some man jobs?
Always.
Yeah.
I want to give everybody man jobs.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 5 man jobs. And you know why? Because it made me laugh hysterically. And when I went back to find the time code for the cool walk, which then, by the way, people gets called back again where he has to do an ugly walk, and it's even funnier than the cool walk. Mm-hmm. That made me laugh helplessly. Again, I can't even tell this story to my sister. Like, this is what happened without laughing helplessly. So for that, I give you five stars.
Are you calling me your sister? Oh no, you literally met your sister.
Yeah, my actual sister's here. But
no, I didn't mean it. It's okay. I wasn't crying.
But you're like
joy.
my sister. No, you're like my sister, but better.
Sisters with the same name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I would give it 3 3/4 man jobs.
Oh.
I feel like it was ambitious and I liked where it was going and it could have been better. And I'm not sure if that's COVID or like that they were figuring things out.
It could have been better. Interesting.
Yeah. I definitely think it went through long patches of like, I see, let's go. Like there are, and maybe it's because you haven't seen all 6.
Mm-hmm.
So let's revisit when you have, because you might knock a jerk and pull right off of that man job.
Wow. You even did that with the, you did that with the...
A little hand motion. I've been very handsy
motion
today because I had espresso. I'm like Ricky Bobby and I don't know what to do with my hands.
I had no idea that it affected you like that. That's amazing. Okay. Well, again, that's interesting. I would have thought more man jobs from you, but okay. Murderville. God, that's just, if I could write that show or create that show or be on that show, I could die happy. Because otherwise, I'm not going to die happy. Like I'm miserable.
Aww.
I know. It's just, that's everything that's between me and Murderville is my distance to happiness. So, I mean, this is good. These podcasts are pretty good too. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Put it on your vision board.
Okay. I have a game for you. But first, I want to tell the Mandys, and thanks everybody for listening. Mandcave is a production of True Story FM, engineering by Pete Wright, music by Ian Post.
And while you're listening, please, if you like what you're hearing, give us 5 stars and write a review and tell your friends. It really helps us get the word out there.
Yes, please. And also, if you want to get in touch with us, you can get up in our business on Discord. You just go to mandcave.com/Discord and we will field questions and comments and we'll explain the very details of what a man's job is, like in full detail up there. There's a community channel.
Some video.
Yeah. There's a community channel open to everybody, and there's a Mandcave member channel as well.
And to become a Mandcave member, you just go to mandcave.com/Fandy. We have 2 new members this week,
Yee-hoo!
Curtis and Michael Ann. And Curtis is all up in the Discord already. We love you, Curtis. Where I did post my promised prom picture and you have not.
Oh God. Well, I was celebrating my 13-year wedding anniversary. So, lucky 13.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Did you get any cool gifts like Mandys merch?
No, yes. I mean, I'm working on it. I will go to mandcave.com/merch and see all the cool t-shirts and travel mugs and keychains. And maybe your prom picture will end up on a keychain. I don't know.
That would be spectacular.
Not a bad idea. Prom season is coming up, as is Mother's Day. So you're welcome. Okay. I have mysteries for you to solve. Oh, yes. I have a few of them. I don't know how this is going to go, but I have this fun little game called 30-Second Mysteries. I did not write these, but I find them very compelling. And let's see, Detective Kaplan Clavens.
Yes.
If you can solve these little mysteries. Now, these are for kids, so I feel like you're going to knock them right out. But some of them...
Thank you, because I'm not very good at them when they're for adults. So, yeah.
I find that...
This is my speed.
No. One time we played Clue, and you were like superhuman in how fast you got everything. So I think you're going to do very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why it was just one time. I don't like to be beat. All right. So here's the case. Are you ready? A woman stands before a group of people. She begins to flap her arms around wildly, moving her head in outrageous ways. She will do this for at least an hour, often longer. It's possible that she'll cry as she flails about. The mystery. Where might this woman be found, and what is she doing? Do you need me to repeat?
Can you please repeat?
Yes.
Oh, I do.
A woman stands before a group of people. She begins to flap her arms around wildly, moving her head in outrageous ways. Thank you for demonstrating. Yes, that's good. You're getting into it. She will do this for at least an hour, so I'll wait. Often longer.
Okay.
Yeah. Like how much?
Yeah.
But I think we can. Well, let's do this. As if. It's possible that she'll cry as she flails about. Where might this woman be found and what is she doing? Now, I do have clues.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. So
I have no idea.
I'll give you the clues. Number 1, the people in front of her are seated.
Uh-huh.
You need another clue?
Yes, please.
She studied for years to learn how to do this.
She is in Swan Lake. She's a ballerina.
No.
No.
Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Her movements are actually instructions.
Okay, so she is a chicken dance instructor.
No. But I have another clue. Ready? She holds a baton. This last one.
She is a cheerleader.
Nope. I'm going to give you the last clue. You ready?
She's in a pageant.
Nope. Ready? Everyone else holds an instrument.
She's a band leader for the marching band.
Well, she's in a concert hall
the conductor.
Conducting
she's
an orchestra.
The conductor.
Yes. That was a pretty...
Why? Why would she cry? What the hell is wrong with her? Oh, God. Was it something in her childhood? Oh,
well, she has a
poor conductor.
She has a fear of tubas. They didn't list that in the case, but we know that's the truth. Okay. You ready? Okay.
I'm ready, but I can feel the energy of all the people listening going, oh my God, Kaplan is the dumbest Mandy in the world. Okay.
No, that one was pretty tough. I think you're right. The crying was a red herring. I've never seen Dudamel cry.
All right.
But I've only seen Dudamel a couple times. Hollywood Bowl, very far away. So
name dropper. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. The case. Ready? Chuck spends his time going door to door, performing unsavory tasks all day. I just want you to guess right now, but I'll keep going. He's
a plumber.
He likes helping people and doesn't mind when he has to go to the hospital. Some people might treat him badly, but others are quite kind. Whatever their disposition, they call on him when the going gets tough. The mystery. How does Chuck earn his living and where can he be found?
He's an EMT and he drives an ambulance.
Not quite. But
clue, please.
Kind of. I'll give you a clue. He is in a helping profession. He knows his clients inside and out. You know what? I think you're pretty close.
He's a coroner.
No, I might give this to you. Because he's not an EMT, but he is a nurse at the local hospital. So I think that's pretty close.
Well, yeah. Going door to door, got it, in the hospital, like door to door.
Oh.
Not door to door, like in the neighborhood.
Oh, right. That's the trick. So I kind of shouldn't have given it to you. Right? The door to door was the hospital.
Yeah, but I won.
Well, yes. Okay. Oh, I should have kept going because the fourth clue is emergencies happen every day in his workplace. That's what would have given us the... Okay, well, I let you have it. Why am I so gentle with you? You're not that gentle with me. All right.
I can be gentle.
She said. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the last one.
Okay.
The case.
Yeah.
A woman immigrates to the United States from France. Although she lives in New York for many years, she never learns to speak English or hold down a job. Nonetheless, she becomes one of America's most famous residents. Where in New York does this woman live, and who is she?
She is the Statue of Liberty, and she lives on the Hudson.
On New York City's Liberty Island, correct. That was a really easy one. I got that one from the first.
No, it wasn't. It was really, really hard, and I got it.
Well, okay. Well, good job. You did great.
Thank you. I know exactly what I'm going to assign you, and I feel like it could be divisive.
Oh, okay.
I'm going way back in our history.
Oh, boy.
When we started many, many moons ago, we did
not so many moons, a couple of moons ago. Okay.
We did a version of this on Blog Talk Radio.
Oh.
It was not as fancy as we are now.
Yeah.
We didn't have Pete. We love you, Pete. But we came to blows over Drew Barrymore and the movie music and lyrics and rom-coms in general. And I am assigning you a brand new rom-com starring Charlie Day and Jenny Slate on Amazon. And it's called I Want You Back.
Oh.
And I've heard good things, but I feel like it's the type of thing, everything you love, I'm going to hate. Everything I love, you're going to hate. And we're going to disagree. And that's my hope, because we've been agreeing a little too much lately.
Yeah, that's bound to happen because we're, spending more time together. I don't know. I know, we like each other. It's not as, we've almost ended our friendship several times. And what would happen to this podcast if we did?
We will have to wait and find out next week.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good. All right. I think I'm going to love it. What's it called again?
I Want You Back.
Yep. Got it. Okay, cool.
Don't make me beg.
Is that's the sequel? All right. I'll see you next week.
All right.
Love you.
Love you.